So full name is Ngugi Wathiong'O. It simply means Ngugi, son of Thiong'o. So my name is Ngugi.
The literary world was recently plunged into a shock and mourning following the sudden and mysterious death of Kenyan literary icon and freedom fighter Ngugi wa Thiong'o, a towering figure in African literature and colonial thought. His passing has not only left a void in the global intellectual landscape, but also raised numerous questions about the circumstances surrounding his demise. As Kenyans and the international community mourn, the misery continues to deepen, with growing chorus demanding clarity, transparency, and justice.
Professor?
Of course, I was a great admirer of Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Your thoughts?
And his books, Petals of Blood, and he was a great African writer. He was one of the greatest in the pantheon, with people like Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and others. Yes, great loss for Kenya, great loss for Africa.
Ngugi 86 was known for his fearless criticism of oppressive regimes, from the colonial administration to post-independence governments. His sharp critiques, often delivered through novels, plays, and essays, earned him both admiration and enemies. His sudden death, which was first announced in a brief statement by family members, has since sparked widespread speculations, especially due to the lack of detail and conflicting reports surrounding the cause.
My own countryman, the renowned novelist Ngugi wa Thiong'O, writes in an article, The Politics of Self-Reliance, he says that it would appear.
Initial reports claimed he died peacefully in his sleep in California, where he had been living and teaching for decades. However, these accounts were quickly challenged by statements from close friends and associates who insisted Ngugi had shown no signs of illness. Others have pointed to his recent activism and growing political engagements as a possible reasons for foul play. In recent months, Ngugi had reportedly been working on an explosive memo detailing previously unknown aspects of Kenya's post-colonial leadership and system abuses.
Authoritarian governments suppress writers because they want to suppress the capacity of people to imagine different futures, Because
social media has been boosted with speculation, theories, and emotional tributes. Many Kenyans, both at home and in the diaspora, have voiced their suspicions that Ngugi's death was not a natural as portrayed. The hashtag Justice for Ngugi has trended online with calls for independent investigation into his final days. Activists and academics are now urging the government of Kenya to collaborate with US authorities to ensure transparent post-mortem and investigation. Adding to the confusion is the family's silence. Apart from the initial announcement, they have remained quiet, fueling even more public suspicions. Was this a silence due to grief, fear, or something deeper? Various Kenyan leaders, including opposition figure and former students of Ngugi, have criticized the government for failing to issue proper statement or offer support to the family. Opposition leader Raila Odinga was among the first to publicly question the narrative, urging a full autopsy and release of medical records. Meanwhile, Kenya's government has maintained a cautious distance, arguing only standard condolences message from the Ministry of Culture. President William Ruto has yet to speak on the matter personally, a silence that has not gone unnoticed. Critics urge that Ngugi's long history of opposition to government policies might be the reason for the lukewarm official response.
current government in Kenya is really incredible. Yes, for instance, a good example, they have agreed to take 1,000 policemen to go to Haiti.
Yes, that's right.
Now, if you know any history, anybody who knows the history of Haiti, any black person will not do that.
Internationally, human rights groups and academic institutions have begun pushing for more information. Amnesty International released a statement calling for a transparent inquiry into circumstances surrounding the deaths of Global Voice for Justice. Harvard and Yale, where Ngugi frequently lectured, have also joined the call for hilarity. Some of Ngugi's last interviews now circulating online reveal a man still full of energy, insight, and a burning passion for Africa's liberation. He spoke of finishing his final novel in a Gikuyu and working on decolonization curriculum for African schools. The struggle is not over. I quote, he had said in one of the interviews just a month before his death, if anything, the betrayal of the African dream is worse now. End of quote. Such words have only intensified the mystery. Could his bold ideas have made him a target? Was there an effort to silence him before his final revelations could reach the world?
If you know all the languages of the world and you don't know your mother tongue or the language of your culture, that is enslavement. But if you know your mother tongue or the language of your culture and you add to it all the languages of the world, that is empowerment.
As arrangements are being made to return his body to Kenya for burial, the pressure continues to mount. A coalition of Pan-African intellectuals is organizing a symposium to honor Ngugi's legacy and demand a full investigation. His supporters now they will not let the Missa be buried with him.
I was in maximum security prison for a year. And during that year of maximum security, that's when I decided to stop, to be writing in my novels and fiction and drama and poetry in Gikuyu.
In the end, Ngugi Wathiong'O spent his life fighting for truth, justice, and the dignity of African voices. As the curtain falls on his extraordinary journey, it seems the struggle he championed has followed him into death. And now, it's up to the people he inspired to demand the truth, not only to honor his memory, but to continue the fight he began. #Justice for Ngugi. Ngugi legacy lives.